It's a cold day today despite the sunshine, and the mats are hard, so what we're going to do is some slow practice, and what we're going to look at is what happens when you encounter resistance. So, a typical thing that might happen is you provoke it, and you've got a tough guy here who pushes down on you, so he wants to knock this hand down and belt me in the face. Okay, and that ain't good. But I can feel that happening. So I simply retract, 24, Urigeshi. So I'm switching technique. Tough guy, bang. Tough guy. The thing is, this takes me out of any punch range. So he's planning to knock it down, as I say. So where's he going to punch? He's going to punch down. So I take it down, possibly counter punch him. Now I'm not very well placed for Urigeshi, so I'll go for Shihanagi. So, Uchi Kaiten Sankyo. Shihanagi. So now we'll move on to Shihanagi, but I don't mind that all those techniques weren't exactly as required. The point is that you make intelligent, I wouldn't even say it's a decision, you just know what it feels like, and you know, well, this doesn't feel like it's going to go to Kotegeshi, it's going to go to Shihanagi, or it's going to go beyond that to something else. But, you know, for the purpose of the demonstration, we're attempting to show Shihanagi. Punch me. Oh, so I don't want to be here. Okay. So I can punch him. Go to Shihanagi. Now, here's an aspect of the threat I'm offering him. 2 fingers to the eyes. Now, possibly not official sanctioned, shall we say, but you can see that it does actually provoke a reaction because people don't like that. Okay. Oops, sorry. two things you can pick up on here. One is the role of a temi in Aikido when it's going to be applied practically. Because if you're doing kata, you may not want to, you sort of assume that the temis have happened. And then you get the very flowing sort of Aikido. This is partly true, not totally, but that's sort of general. You get very flowing Aikido, but you won't assume the presence and possibility of a temi. The second aspect is I just go the way he wants to. Basically, I turn him away from me, so I hardly have to move, and he's in a very vulnerable position. But you know, kata and all that, we just carry on into shionegi. So. So as you've seen, we've managed Kurieshi, Chihonagi and Uchi-Kaiten and Senkyo, but there's much more to that. So here we go now. Takes it, the intent to knock it down and whack me. I let it go. Straight in with Irimanagi. Now notice how deeply I step. If I try this and I just come to the knee, then I'm in trouble, right? So this is a general rule for Shimanagi, sorry, for Irimanagi. You really do enter. So this takes him offline and off balance. I step right in. Here, look where I am. Look what I can do. I step across his back. Speed. Okay. So one thing a lot of beginners do with Aikido is they think they're in the chain gang and their legs are tied together. This isn't the case. You know, you're trying to widen your posture, give you more stability, practical sometimes, maybe it doesn't matter so much, or speed. So I really make a good step in with this. If you know, just take him out on the way through, in principle, if I want to. I just go straight through. Obviously I'm not recommending that for beginners or practicing with beginners, but in principle that's what Irimanagi can be. You go straight through and into the person behind them, whatever. Or there's somebody behind me. Yeah? So that's taking it to another level of reality. Okay, so we can also go this way with Irimanagi. We can take it that way. Any hits and punches I care to do on the way. So this time I'm cutting, I'm going over, bang, stepping right in, turning possibly, and through. Or once again I'm just doing something like that. point is he's being strong, he's being a tough guy, and you might get into this quite close up, you know. It might be this sort of situation. Yeah, and I'm struggling. Now, so what do you do when you've got into that situation? Here he is, he's struggling like mad. I just let it go, right? Find another way. So the minute I feel, you know, I'm going for Aikido and I've been really pretty crap at it, and I'm here, and ultimately ashamed of myself. He's pushing down, he's being a tough guy. Fine, no problem. So if the first technique didn't work, I say you've got a tough guy, and you don't want to, maybe, you know, the situation is important, but he's being pretty tough. He's pushing and he's struggling. Well, let him. Yeah, let him. Okay, would you like to do one or two of them? So we're coming into closer contact, and your Aikido hasn't really worked because, and I'm pushing back. Oh. So we've got the Aikido hasn't worked, and I'm just trying to get. So his Aikido, for some reason, it hasn't worked, and I'm pushing back. So, if you're practicing that in the dojo, say, you'd be practicing the same thing over and over again. Here we're practicing quite slowly, and we're trying to flow a bit more with it. Because we basically know the techniques, we can do that. Sankyo, I'm just pulling that elbow down, pushing that over. Could even actually be viewed as sheer leg, but I think because I've got that crank in the hand, you would say that we were looking more to Sankyo. This is technical, but really, I don't give a monkeys. I really don't. Whether you can name the technique. It's really much more important to be able to do the technique. Okay. Great? Yeah. Okay, so at this point you've got this struggle on, he's pushing back against your Aikido, and you've really fouled it up, and you're in a tight corner or whatever. And okay, so I've shown where you can take it this way, or whatever, as you want. We can also, if you just enter, complete the technique another way. So you have to go for what feels right. It's entering, good plan. So you can make the technique work. Okay, we look at that as a failure, say, he put his elbow into me, but actually, it's not totally, is it? There we are. Bit of nasty Yonkyo finish there on the... if this doesn't join up, it's because we had a memory card issue. And I'm just taking it from roughly where I think we might have left off. So, as I say, if we're struggling here, I mean, I can stay here and struggle, or I can move my feet. I can continue with the original technique, in fact, because he's pushing back and he might be wanting to push me, punch me or other, but there we are. We have it. So even quite close in, against a resistant opponent, if I'm trying to do this with my arms and strength, it's not going to work. All I've got to do is move my feet, and adapt. Or, another option, he's struggling back and I think I'm getting into this sort of mindset of struggle, I step through. So here we are, it's just this mindset of struggle, of, oh, this isn't working, therefore I'll push harder. No, not necessarily. You see, wherever you meet resistance, you just go around it. Jimmy? Yeah. Now, okay, in the dojo we don't normally do this, but in a real situation there's nothing to stop you doing other things. So, we've got to here, we've got to struggle. I can sweep. Here. Sorry, that's pretty crap. I didn't do that one very well. I'm not really a judoka, but okay, we're there. There's always nasty way, well, not nasty, but one way to skin the cat, the proverbial cat. So I wouldn't really want to skin the cat. Okay, your turn. So we're struggling and I'm pushing back. More like a kick in the shins, but you know, boom, why not? In a self-defense situation. Okay, well what that did was it made him susceptible to that. But here we are in a resistance situation. Sorry, it was only very light, it wasn't very hard. But any distraction, struggle, and anything that moves them. You need to even land it. So we're in a position of struggle. I'm expecting the odd bruise, but you know, that's part of the learning. So, I think that sort of possibly brings Aikido to life a bit, and makes more sense out of all the kata we're doing. Now, okay, so we'll bow for this one, and perhaps we'll do it again without my gob going.